What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, K-Rino. And I wanted to give my take on the whole Jay-Z and NFL situation. It's been, I'm assuming, a couple of weeks since Jay-Z entered into a partnership with the National Football League that um, among some of the initiatives that are supposed to take place are him being in charge of the performances during Super Bowl, also working with the NFL to create better relations and understanding in terms of social reform and racial injustice, and to, um, I guess, bridge the gap between um, the players, the black players especially, actually, and the white billionaire owners. So, with that being said, the fallout from that merger has sparked a national debate, a worldwide debate actually, where people have been taking sides and saying, you know what, um, Jay Z is a sellout. Um, those who support Jay Z are saying, nah, Jay Z, he knows what he's doing. He's just infiltrating the house, if you will, in order to reach a better goal for black people and the players and things of that nature. So you're getting it from all different angles. And people have asked me my opinion on it. I actually did a radio show on it this past Wednesday. We spoke about it. We dedicated a whole show to it on my radio show. For those who didn't catch it, you can go to kpft.org/archive and scroll to K-Rino Radio, and you'll be able to listen to the whole show to hear parts of my view on it. Because what I actually did was I kind of let the listeners and the callers um, offer their opinions and form their opinions. I'll give my opinion today. I'll give my view on it today. Um, I can't sit here and say that I'm able to read the mind of Jay Z to know exactly what his motive is and was in terms of partnering with the NFL. Um, but what I can say is that I do know that this deal is a business deal among whatever else it may be. I can't say that it's 100% business either. I can't say that he has no concern for the plight of black people. I can't say that because I don't know the man. I don't know him personally to know where his concerns lie as it relates to that. I do know that he has a track record of doing a lot of philanthropic work and a lot of positive work and charitable work in the black community, and he's done things that have been um, publicized, and um, to what I've heard, several things that have gone anonymous, where he's done a lot of great things for black people in terms of scholarships and trust funds and building up neighborhoods and things of that nature. So we can't definitively accuse an individual of being a sellout on one move, especially when the move is brand new. That's how I look at it. Y'all are entitled to, y'all can list down below what y'all views are about the situation, but um, as is the case with anything, any type of deal, and especially something of this magnitude, something that's this detailed and this something that's been ongoing all this time, you have to give it time. The solution will not come the second that the paper is signed. It's not going to happen. Even for those who may have the best intentions, and even for those who may have the worst intentions, time is still going to be the ultimate determining factor in what this deal really was about. So, with that being said, we'll have to play the waiting game, and then 6 months from now, a year from now, this time next year, whatever the case may be, hopefully we'll be able to assess things, assess a body of work that has taken place within that time frame, and be able to say, okay, yeah, he did a good job. What he did was beneficial, or we'll be able to look at it and say that, nah, this was a waste, or it will be exposed to be just a capitalistic move, and but only time can tell that. Um, I'm of the opinion, and many people disagree with me, but I'm of the opinion that as a black man in America living in this country, and we as black people have been in this country, descended from being slaves to the descendants of slaves, which we are, for 460 plus years, and many efforts prior have been made in order to get along with the establishment, to integrate and to assimilate and to force inclusion into a system of white supremacy that going all the way back to the Constitution itself was never constructed to include black people. So people say, well, that was 2, 3, 400 years ago, whatever the case may be, but the principles still show themselves to be 100% in effect in 2019. So I'm of the belief that it is impossible to fix this house as long as the current landlords still own it, still run it. We cannot impose or try to even smoothly incorporate our brand of justice, our brand of freedom, and our brand of equality to individuals who have no intention of giving us those three things that I just named. So I'm saying that even though an individual like Jay-Z is worth nearly $1 billion, even though an individual like Jay-Z is perceived, and notice I use the word perceived to have great power, and he does have power to a degree, but the question would be, who does he have power among? His nearly $1 billion fortune means nothing in the eyes of these NFL billionaires who have more money than he has, have more power than he has, and have more influence and connectability than he has. It means nothing to them. So in the midst of everybody calling Jay-Z out, or even those who are supporting him, the one thing that I hadn't heard, and I mentioned this on a radio show, the one thing that I hadn't heard was anyone questioning the motives of the owners. Why bring him in? Why are they bringing Jay-Z in? Do we really believe that they're bringing Jay-Z in because it's like, wow, we respect this guy's business acumen, we respect this guy's his aura, his mind, and the things that he's accomplished. We love his records. We know that's not the case. They don't love his music. So the question would have to be why are they bringing him in? Why are they willing to go into a deal and a partnership with him that will be financially beneficial to him? I'm of the opinion that it is to soften the passion of black people as it relates to the topic of racial injustice, which was what Colin Kaepernick's whole thing was about in the first place, whether you agree with it or not. It's also to use the influence that Jay-Z has over black people to say, well, you know what? If we can get one of their best to come on board with us, then the rest of them will follow behind what he does. That's always been a tactic that's been used. Anytime there's a crisis, another black person will be brought in. A black person of fame and influence, or whatever the case may be, is always brought in, put in front of a camera and a microphone, and used to settle down the angry black folks. So I think that that's part of the deal. I don't think that that's a situation where they have any love for Jay-Z. I just don't believe that. It's impossible. I don't believe that. Business-wise, it will benefit them also, because money has no race to it. When it comes to making money, these rich billionaires, the racist rich billionaires, they don't care. Let's get this bread, and if I have to use this black man to get this money, I'll get it. But I think we should start questioning the motives of the NFL also, because they want this whole thing to go away. They want this to be brushed and put on the back burner so we can just concentrate on football. We can get y'all back concentrating on football and not have the black viewers looking to see who's going to kneel, or not watching because nothing's been done, and not watching because Kaepernick doesn't have a job. And we can get the white people who are angry at seeing these black folks kneeling and complaining about racial injustice. We could get them back watching, because they stopped watching too a little bit last year. So they just want to get things back to how it was. But at the same time, who suffers from that? Because the billionaires still rolling on being billionaires. The ratings go back up, or whatever the case may be. Football goes on as it has always gone on. But black people are still being killed by police. Black people are still being slid in the judicial system, being railroaded, given unfair sentences for lesser crimes than white people are getting for equal or greater crimes. But that was a hell of a game last night, wasn't it? So those are the things that I think they are trying to pacify, and I believe that as shrewd of a businessman as Jay-Z is, I believe he's being used by the NFL in order to calm us down, or those of us who would kind of fall into that. And that's just one man's opinion. That's just my view. Y'all are welcome to give y'all's view also. I would hope that I'm not an individual who wants to see brothers and sisters fail. I don't want to look at this thing and then look at Jay-Z and be like, see, sell out, that's what he get. If this thing doesn't work out, I don't want to see that. I would like to see great change for the better, and I don't know what kind of plan he has going long term. I've heard some other things that a lot of people are unhappy about, things that he told other artists not to do in relation to the NFL. Then allegedly he turned around and did the exact same thing. I don't know the details of that, but at the end of the day, I still don't believe that you can walk into Satan's house and start telling him how to arrange his furniture. You know what? I think that couch would look better over there. You know what? I'm going to take this picture of your mom and hang it on this wall. It clashes with the other picture right there. I just don't believe you can do that. I am the guy who thinks that the players are not realizing who has the real power, and that's them. We let money keep us in a chokehold, and it hinders us from attaining true freedom, because we like, this dude want to pay me $15 million a year to catch a football, $20 million a year to dunk a basketball. How can I say no to that? But no individual can rise above the condition of his people. So teaches the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So at the end of the day, if we would understand that, hey man, if we stop hooping tomorrow in the NBA, if we stop playing football tomorrow in the NFL, this thing would tank overnight. And they would either have to come to the table with something better that's legitimately fair and sincere and genuine, or we start our own league, because the fans are going to migrate and travel towards the product, which in this case is the players. Ain't nobody going to see the owner of the Lakers, the owner of the Miami Heat, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys or the Patriots. Who cares? We know who they are. They've made themselves into celebrities and things of that nature, but you go into the game to see those players. Same with the rap game. The rappers figured it out. A lot of the independent artists figured it out. Even some of the major artists, they figured it out that, yeah, okay, we can do the major label thing. We can go under the umbrella of these major labels, but at the end of the day, I can put my own money up, put my own stuff out, promote, market my own stuff, and reap all of the benefits from that. May not be as easy in sports. Maybe a lot of intricacies that are involved in making that kind of transition, but it can be done if a unified collective effort is made. But that's something we would have to want to do. And the reality of it is that there are some that will be willing to do it, and there are others who won't. Just like during slavery, there are some who wanted to escape the plantation, and there were others who were like, I'm staying here with Massa. Nope. And I'm going to go tell Massa y'all trying to escape. Come on, man. So that's my view on it. I wish the brother all the success. I really do. But got to be very careful when making a deal with the devil. Peace.